We're going to do a little test here. I'm going to make the assumption that this door is locked. I haven't locked it yet, but with it being closed, I'm not going to turn the handle and I'm going to try to open it. The little card. Okay, you want a flexible card like this, an old credit card, something that you don't really want anymore because you're probably going to eat it up. Okay? Now, I know pretty much for a fact that I'm not going to be able to open this door. But I don't know for sure if that latch was stuck in all the way. You know, with the little pin inside the strike plate as well. I don't know that, do I? If I come up to a door like this and it's locked like this, the first thing I'm going to try, I'm going to take a credit card like this and I've got to push it in there. Now, because this has some slop in there, I'm actually glad it does have some slop so that I can fit this card in there. Because I'm going to have to, what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to put the card in this way, and then because there's enough room, I'm going to push it in there tight, and it's just going to kind of bend in there. And can you see that if I push it in there, I'm going to push right onto the latch and try to push it open. Okay? So I know the latch is straight across from there. But I can start from underneath and slide up or whatever. And I first gotta try that. You may have to try it a couple times, a little bit, before you realize, I'm not going to be able to get it. Just not going to do it. Okay? Look at that. I'm already eating up the card. That's why you don't want to use one of your good credit cards. Okay? That's not going to work, is it? We're going to have to try something else. Now, before we try something else, the reason why you know now is because this has a key in there, and you know because this has a key, the latch inside there has that little pin on the outside, and it's not allowing us to, it's not pulled in tight. Now, if you had more slop than this, you could try to pull on this tight and try to pull that little pin inside the latch, then try to wedge this in there. And then that's going to be really tricky because you're hardly going to have any clearance here at all. And then you might be able to do it, you know? But what if this was a privacy lock? Do you think I could get it with just this credit card? Just a card like this? I'm sure I could. Let's try one, shall we? Back to the business at hand. Let's unlock this door. Okay, I don't have a key for this, and this is what Joe does sometimes to show his videos. Not all the time. But on this one, I've locked the door. I do not have a key for this. Here we go. Okay, I'm doomed. No key. What to do? The thing you want to remember here is we've got to patch whatever mess we make here. I want to be careful when I'm doing this, and then I want to be careful with the edge here too, because I really don't want to have to get any paint touch-up out. Because what I'm going to use, what I want to use with this when I'm done, I just want to use some caulking and fix everything and make it look like I wasn't even here. That's the other goal that we have to have in mind here, is how are we going to fix this and what is it going to look like when we get done? We're not going to be a bull in a china shop now, are we? We know the latch is right here. So where I've got this cut, I think I have to go up a little bit more. Probably should go up about to there. Because I've got to loosen this door stop. In order to get that putty knife in there, right? So when I wedge that, it's going to loosen this up above and below. So now I just want to be careful here. I can first take my sharp one and just kind of go in there and see what I can do, if anything. Rock it back and forth. You know, you might be able to get it in there, because see, look, I've got it pushed in. Now I'm just going to wedge it back out carefully. Go down a little bit more. Because even though I got it in, I want to make sure I'm careful with this edge so I don't gouge up this. And I also have to be careful as I'm pulling it out. So it's just right there. Remember, on the other side of this, I'm going to have another caulk line. So this has to be pushed right in through that other caulking. I want to make sure I'm lined up right. I don't want to get up too high. I'm up here. You see, I'm going to be up higher than the latch. I got to be right down in here. That's why I've got to loosen this up. Wedge it back and forth. Go down a little bit. Oh, good. I'm feeling the other side. Now, if you can't dig it in all the way with this, you may have to get a thicker putty knife and put in there and tap on it with your hammer. You know, just a little, and you're going to use this as a wedge. See how that's bending a little bit? It's flexing this stop just a hair. And that's good. That's what I want. Now I think there's enough room to easily get this in there. See? Now I'm right up to the latch. And if I kind of tap on this, and I want to pull it over a little bit because I don't want to hit that as... I always want to make sure about my surroundings because I don't want to gouge this up any more than I have to. You know what I mean? It's locked. Because this is flexible, I want to try to get it in there nice and square and straight. If I can't get it straight on, I might have to use my point. Maybe I could get the point in there, and it might slip right in there. You know? Good. I'm glad there's not a nail right there either. Okay, so now I can hold that at an angle, push it in there, kind of feel where that latch is. Ooh. I'm right up against it now. I can kind of tap on there, and if that pin is just barely holding that latch from coming out, I might be able to shock it just enough to make it work. Now, if you start banging on this too much, then it's not going to work. And you don't want to keep hitting on it and hitting on it, because what you're going to do is you're going to push the latch right up against the strike, and then the strike is only attached with 2 screws, and you're going to crack, and you could crack out the whole side of your door stops. You got to be careful of that too, because we got to open this. We not only have to open it, we have to fix whatever it is we break, right? Okay. I don't think I'm going to get it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Every once in a while, though, you'll surprise yourself. It could work. All right? That's step number 4. You with me so far? That wraps it up for this time. But don't worry, I'll be back with more videos.